Back with Bobby and JG Radio. This has been a really great show with Ray CPA. We've had Roger Ray, and we also had Vanessa Zink talk about all of the tax strategies, business development, startup processes and how they help businesses at all levels, either starting up or it seems like even being into the expansion of business to be very profitable. If you missed any of it, you go to bobbyandjjradio.com, be a fan of the show. We will be on SoundCloud tomorrow on Monday, and you can see their really pretty faces on YouTube here in a couple weeks, and that'll be at bobbyandjjradio.com. Also be a fan of our show on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So we're going to get back here with Roger. I know you spent a lot of time in China. You had some experience with international investments. How can we talk a little bit about that? What your experience was over there, overseas?
Yeah, I know I've been really blessed to have the opportunity to spend 18 years living in China and working throughout 44 countries in the world.
Wow.
And so really successfully understanding import, export, transfer prices, trading between countries, multi-country tax implications, and even the fun parts, the sales and marketing differences and how to shake a hand and how to pass a business card and how to drink tea, and all those things are really crucial in being successful in doing business in every country.
Did you learn karate?
No, I did not, but watch out.
Bobby is always coming in with the important questions for our guests. Yeah, that. What if I want to trade Bobby for an overseas?
Oh, that's possible. We'd have to talk about the transfer price, though.
Yeah, it should be nothing going that way. No. So talk to us. Well, first of all, what are expats stationed outside the U.S. and what do they need to remember? But if for layman's like myself, what are expats?
So an expat is short for expatriate.
Okay.
So it means somebody that it's a U.S. citizen but living or working outside the United States.
Gotcha.
And then when you come back into the U.S., you're being repatriated. Mm-hmm. But while you're out, you're expatriated.
You're a trader. No, I'm just kidding.
And but the real key is that, and a lot of people don't think about this before they go take an assignment overseas, is U.S. citizens have the blessing of always and forever having to report and be responsible for U.S. taxes on their global income, regardless of how long they spend overseas. So I spent 18 years in China, and I'm going, well, I'm paying all these taxes, and
Sure.
What benefit do I get from it? But I think, okay, I'm here, and I'm successful because of my training and my education in the U.S., and I'm giving back to my government.
Sure.
But, there's some tips that can really help expats before they go overseas and managing their obligations.
So Bobby needs to really pay attention here.
That's right,
Ready.
before we sell you.
Ready.
That's
No,
right.
because he
Good thing we're recording
he
this.
freelances as an accordion player for a Tejano band, and they go all over the place. So just listen up.
JJ's
Listen
actually
up.
a mariachi. If you want to see a picture of it,
Don't look at my pants. There's studs on them.
No, I learned something new today. So, Bobby, before you go do that next mariachi assignment, you need to talk to your employer, or if you're doing this as a contractor, your client.
My employer is actually the lead singer.
Okay. But understand your tax obligations when you're going across the border into Mexico, and get tax support from your client or your employer if at all possible. There's a really, really fantastic benefit if you spend enough time overseas, and the physical test rule is 330 out of the last 365 days overseas in a contiguous 12-month period,
Sure.
called the foreign earned income exclusion, and you can basically get like the first $90,000+ of your income completely U.S. income tax free.
Sure.
But there's a lot of rules around that, and we help expats deal with that. Also understanding foreign tax credits. And then very, very importantly, keeping track of all your travels, your documentation, your income earned, your expenses, everything while you're overseas is really key to then coming back and having the lovely Vanessa Zink do your expat tax return.
I bet. So let's talk about inbound investing. How can you help out with that? Or what are some key things that people need to really remember or think about when they're doing that?
Okay, so now the definition of inbound investing is foreigners or foreign companies wanting to come into the United States and invest or have a business here.
Sure.
And it's different. So if you're buying an existing business, investing and starting up a brand new business, if you're perhaps doing a new mariachi band.
I am not a mariachi. I'm actually against it. I've been campaigning against them for 6 years now.
Here in San Antonio, that could be a really superb business. Or you perhaps have U.S. partners, and you're a foreigner investing together with U.S. partners, like in a mariachi band. Or if you're trading in accordions,
Right,
that could be another very
another headache.
Yeah, very big piece. But all are extremely different in how they get analyzed and treated by the U.S. in relation to tax and reporting requirements. But one thing, and I'll talk about this a little bit more when we talk about outbound investment, transfer pricing is really something key, especially if you're making something overseas and selling something here in the U.S.
Sure.
So what about inbound real estate investing specifically?
So inbound real estate investing, and we have a few clients like this, one in particular in the Middle East, and is buying property here in Texas. She has to report as a non-resident. So if you're buying real estate here, and especially if it's income generating, like rental property with income, we have to help her go through the complete U.S. tax reporting. So it's called a 1040 NR. NR is non-resident. And she reports as if she were a U.S. citizen almost on her income from the rental income property.
And so what about to invest outside of the U.S.?
So again, that's probably yet the most complicated piece. But if you think about big companies like Apple, Walmart, Procter & Gamble, Exxon, they're all U.S. companies with headquarters here in the U.S., but they're buying things overseas, selling them here in the U.S., and they're obviously got operations and selling them outside. I know we're quickly running out of time, but basically the key is really sit down with a CPA, call us, and we can help you through all the complex issues of outbound investment before you start.
So if anyone is doing any kind of sales in business, especially overseas, or if you want to just have some growth in your business or really get everything together as far as business planning or taxes, you should get a hold of Roger, Ray, or Vanessa at Ray CPA. You can contact them at 878-7061. Again, that's 878-7061. Great show. We do appreciate you guys coming by, and we'll see you next week.